What's up guys, welcome back to the Pokemon Firered nuzlocke. Obviously last time we left it off just before we were about to go into the cave. We did go into the cave because I did go and get the Seadra, also known as Teriyaki. Obviously we've got another Pokemon that we are going to get today, because if I go over here and speak to this guy, he is going to give us a Pokemon for 500. We will pay that. And we got a Pikachu, pretty cool. Nice fire type thunder Pokemon. Obviously, that adds a lot to our team really, because if you look at our team now, we have an electric type, water type, poison type, and we also have 2 grass types, which makes it quite interesting. We'll look at his abilities. So he's got a lonely nature. He hasn't got an item on him. His ability is static, so whenever someone hits him, that will mean they will get paralysed, basically. Teriyaki ability, if you didn't remember, was Poison Point, which means they will poison themselves if they attack Teriyaki, which is also very decent. What I'm going to do is switch into Teriyaki, and we are going to go into the cave, and we will try and make our way through it. You guys might think it's a bit crazy to make my way through it already, because I haven't actually got any of these grinded up, but it's not a problem, because all I can do is do this. I can just switch swap, which is going to be very easy really. Should be able to get through this without any deaths. If worst case, I can always run back out and heal myself up. But yeah, I will try and speed through the wild encounters, and I will probably try and run away from a lot of them, but it's all XP. I know there is probably going to be an item up here, so we will go up here first. So, I have had I don't mind a bit of criticism over the last few videos saying I wasn't lively enough. I completely understand that, and I do agree that I haven't been lively enough. But one thing, I have been a bit ill, and also not just that, I'm new to the scene. It still feels a bit awkward for me talking to a camera. I am getting a lot better with it all, and it's what I was like at the start, if you go look at my first few videos, is a lot worse than what I am now. If you asked me to talk over a video for this amount of time, no way it would have happened. But it will come with just uploading videos. The confidence will come, and I'll find it a lot easier to talk in front of a camera in the future, because I'll be so used to doing it. But yeah, I'm quite happy to take criticism. Thank you for the guy that did say that I need to, because I don't mind criticism as long as it's constructive criticism in a way, because it all helps, and it will help me become a better person on YouTube really. But half the reason I am doing this anyway is because I want to be more confident in myself. I'm not a confident person, I wouldn't say. As a kid, I was always nervous to go pay for stuff. That's how unconfident I was. But so for me to do something like this is shown how much my confidence has grown, and I'm a lot more confident in a person than I was back then, but I'm still very nervous with things. You can ask me, I still get a bit nervous when I go ask for something at the tills or something, and I do get very nervous around new people. So I'm hoping, 1, this helps me with my confidence. 2, it also helps me with other things, one thing I found with starting this is I've got a lot more, what's the word, can't think of the word, been a lot more up to date with things. Like, for example, I have been getting these videos organised, a lot more organised, that's the better word. Like, these videos are pretty much going to be a 2-day thing, and also I'm getting them up to date, so I'll normally have at least about 2 videos in advance, because over the weekends are like the days where I'm not going to get as much time to record, but that's fine with me. And right now I'm not properly working, so I've got a lot of time to do, so I want to try and get a bit more organised, so when I do go back it's not going to be as big of a problem as I thought it was going to be. But yeah, like, I'm really happy with how it's going so far. I understand if you don't like the content I put out there, because it's not for everyone. But I am planning on it just to get better. There's not much more I can do with nuzlocks. Obviously, the only thing I can really do with them is do collabs with people, so if anyone would like to do a collab, then yeah, I would be up for that. Do like a versus, so whoever completes Nuzlocke first. Obviously, you've got to be confident in yourself with YouTube, because not saying confident as in like you need to be really confident, you need to be in a place where you feel like you could do a collab with someone that you don't know. Like, even I would find it hard, but like, one thing with a collab is you can't go, yes, I'm up for a collab, and then turn it down last minute, and you've got to kind of work around each other. But yeah, like, I would be up for it. Maybe not right now, but in the future I would be up for collabing with people, because it would be an interesting thing to do. And what you'll probably find is, if you do a collab with a person, there's 2 people to bounce off each other, whereas at the moment it is just me. Like, I can't exactly... I find it hard to make you laugh if you're not visually there. Like, I'm quite my friends would let you know that I'm the stupid one of the group. No, I hands down agree with that. Definitely am. But it doesn't mean that, like I can be smart in my own way. I'm definitely the one that, like, I don't mind making a fool of myself in front of people that I know. I find it hard at the moment to make a fool of myself and just be myself, because I'm not as much now, but I was very afraid of what people would think of me. And one thing I'm trying to get into my head is, it's not about what people think of you, it's about you being happy in yourself. Like, I've been through a lot recently. It's been like the last 2 years have been, in a way, some of my best years, but also the hardest years because of stuff that have happened. Not going to go into detail with it, because it's not my place to go into detail, but mentally I've struggled these last few years, and this is a way of me coping with it all. Not coping with it all, because I am coping with it a lot better, but this is something for me to pick up, enjoy, and to also just have a good time and interact with people that I don't normally interact. I would love to obviously every YouTuber out there would love to get somewhere with it, but this is for fun. Like, I enjoy the editing some videos, even though I don't edit a lot of videos at the moment, because of the stuff I'm recording. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to edit videos. I mean, like, these videos do take a little bit of editing, but nothing too complicated. But if I was going to play something else, and one thing that I am going to be having soon is, I do have a capture card, so I'll be able to record anything on my PlayStation as well. But the problem is, I couldn't find where the cable was for it. So what I've done is I've went on to Amazon, ordered me a new cable, so I can record stuff on my Switch, I can record stuff on my PS4, which will mean a lot more different types of games video. One game I'm hoping to record would be Last of Us 2. I have heard mixed reviews on it, but it's still not going to affect me playing it. I still want to pay for it because I did enjoy the first one a lot, and plus it's like, one thing you got to realise about gaming is just because it's had a few bad criticism doesn't mean it's going to be an awful game. What you can find is sometimes it's not lived up to their expectations. Like, for example, like the Destiny games, are not my particular game, not that keen on them, but they were very good games. It's just they didn't live up to the hype that they were given. But, like, can I blame the gaming community for hyping up their games? No, because hyping up your game will get you sales. It's like anyone hyping up a video or anything. Like, you're going to hype yourself up, because if you don't, then you won't have a lot of like sales on that. And the thing is, sales give these companies the chance to work on other things. Like, if you look at a company like Naughty Dog, like, yes, admittedly, Crash Bandicoot was a massive hit, and it was amazing, but was it that? It was quite advanced at the time, but is it anything compared to the games that they've released now? No, not at all. Look at the Uncharted games and look at visually how amazing those games look and how smooth the gameplay is. They compare nothing, like, that's next league compared to what they were first releasing. And, like, that's what you need to do. Like, if you see a game that you're interested in, don't get, like, obviously you can look at reviews, but don't necessarily think, oh, they've reviewed it badly, it's going to be a bad game, because it might not. Some people everyone likes different types of games. Like, there's some people out there where I'm like, oh yeah, that Call of Duty wasn't that good, but there will be people out there that enjoyed that Call of Duty. Like, I was reading the other day, like, personally for me, Call of Duty was ruined when they introduced the double jumping and jetpacks, but some people enjoyed it. I saw one guy, and admittedly, the reason why a lot of people hated it was a massive reason was because a lot of people just weren't any good with the double jump. I admit I hated it because I wasn't necessarily good with it and it was too much for me. Not saying that it's not a good game, because it's still got the combat there, and it does, like, I was watching some competitive and it does make good competitive. Like, that double jumping made it really fast paced and really interesting, and some of the shots they were pulling off were incredible. But it's just not everyone's, like, cup of tea. Like, I hate it. Like, I was so happy when they brought out the recent Call of Duty, looking at it, and even the one before, the World War one, to look that they're going back to their old roots, and not saying that Call of Duty can't ever release a game that's in the future ever again, but they need to. They went through a stage where it was always the same, it wasn't being changed, and like, admittedly, if they keep up with this genre of the like normal style, they probably would have to. They do have to change stuff in games, and that's why they get argumentative, because it's like people with Fortnite. Some people don't like Fortnite anymore because they changed the map and the way it went. But as a game company, if they just kept it the same from the same beginning, like, it's not going to improve. I mean, look at one of the early Battle Royale games, like PUBG. Like, it's still a massive game, still got a lot of people playing it, but is it anywhere near the type of game that it was back in when it released? No, because games like Fortnite and the new Call of Duty have upscaled it, and one reason why PUBG couldn't keep their players is because they didn't really improve anything new. They didn't make it like different, whereas yes, in a way, Call of Duty 1 stayed the same. It's not the same because it's very, like, they add content to it. They've added new guns. They added the faults recently. They're talking about bringing in a new map, which would make it completely more interesting. And it's just little things like that. Like I still like PUBG. I think it's still a good game, but it's not at the level of these two now, and that was its biggest problem, that it was like up here for ages, and then it just stayed there and slowly decreased because of other stuff that was coming out around it. Like Fortnite have done really well. To still have the community they have is amazing, and it's like, if you look at one of the most played games out there, League of Legends, the reason League of Legends is the most played game out there is because of the content they release. Yes, the competitive side as well, but mainly because of the content they release. They release so much content throughout the year, and it's free to play. Like, how can you complain about that? Like, a free-to-play game that's got loads of content, and is always being updated. You can't complain about it. So yeah, like, it has been really. I think the gaming community is getting interesting. A lot of people are saying the gaming community is dying down. Like, there's no games like it used to be. I don't think it's that. I think it's just the standard of games is so high now that it's hard to get that amazing game out there. And the reason why, like, for example, Demon's Souls remaster is going to be a massive hit is because it brings back memories. Like, Spyro, I went back to the game. Is it as amazing as it was when I was a childhood? Yes. But the main reason why it's that amazing is because it brings back that memories, and we love those memories of, like, bringing back your childhood. Like, it's one of the best things. Like, I, hands down, would say I personally think remasters have been my favourite releases this year. Like Resident Evil 3 remaster, Resident Evil 2 remaster I played this year, and like I finally 100% is Spyro. They've been some of my favourite releases, and the main reason is because I loved those games back as a kid. If they were released like now and didn't have a name, would they be anywhere near as hyped as what they are? No, not at all. Because they wouldn't have that right now. Like, the caliber of games right now is so high that you do have to blow it out the waters. There's still a lot of really good platformers out there, and a lot of people say there's not. But the reason why they say there's not is because they don't play the platformers now. Like, they look at it and go, oh, like, bad graphics, can't possibly be good. Not true at all. Like, a lot of the games that have bad graphics are probably the best platformer games out there. Admittedly, there's a reason why I like Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, and that's because of my childhood. But would I say they're the best platformer out there? No, not at all. Would I say they're good ones? Yeah. I mean, Spyro's not as much as a platformer, but it can be counted. Yeah, I do like. I wish they released more games like that, because admittedly, there's a lot of the 2D platformers, but there's not a lot of 3D platformers and ones that hook you in like Spyro and that. But there is still stuff like Spyro, like the games like Ratchet and Clank still being released. They're still doing really well. So yeah, like, I wouldn't say the gaming community is dying at all. I would say, if anything, it's getting better. It's just, like, the reason I've went back to the old Pokemon games is because the one good thing about Pokemon games is they're still playable, and, like, I fancy doing a nuzlocke through this game. I'm still playing the new games. Like, I've just uploaded a video about the new games, and the new DLC that came out. I play a lot of the new Pokemon. Doesn't mean that I can't appreciate the old games as well, because, like, for example, this game's got so many, like, memories, and also, like, one good thing about the Pokemon games is they keep their, like, you can play the Game Boy Color ones and still have a good time. Like, not a lot has changed, but enough has changed to keep it still interesting. And that's what I love about these games. But yeah, I mean, I'm very into games. I do have moments where I can't get into certain games, and I do have moments where I go through games and, like, go on and off, on and off, and on and off. Doesn't mean that I don't appreciate those games. That's just me. Anyway, what I'll do is I'm going to finish this battle, and then I'll leave this episode here, because I don't want the episodes being too long for you guys, because if I make them ridiculously long, they're not going to be as watchable, because sometimes all you guys want to do is just tune into a quick episode. They're never going to be really quick on these, because I want to get somewhere. They'll be at a decent stage where you can tune in, and even if you go back to it later on. But anyway, I will leave it here. Obviously, next episode, hopefully we make it through this cave. Didn't really progress much at the moment, but this is one of the longest bits through this game. But anyway, I'll see you later, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure you like and subscribe down below. See you later.